Welcome in, everyone, to another edition of the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show. Big Rich, Thrift Behringer, thank you so much for tuning in live from the Colin Scroggins CNAW 2 News Studios. Big Rich, how has your week been, man?
Man, it has been fantastic. We have had so many sporting events. We got plenty to cover, and I can't wait. I mean, we have just got so many exciting matchups coming up for you.
All right, so let's talk about what's on tonight's docket. We got several things, including Glenwood basketball is actually going on right now. Coming up in about 45 minutes on this channel, we'll have Northside and Shaw, some really good flag football teams this year that we think could potentially make some noise in the playoffs. We'll talk about that here in just a moment. So we need to hurry up and get you ready for this Thursday night. But with that being said, do have a lot to discuss. Columbus Lions got new ownership. We talk about that. I was able to host a press conference. Richard, you were there as well to talk about who the new owner is. So we'll hold on with that just a second. For most of y'all, you'll know that it is who it is already, but we'll talk about that here in just a moment. We also are going to discuss the Houlihan's Highlight of the Week winner, Richard.
Right.
We will drop the latest flag football power rankings, preview some of the high school football playoff games that we're doing tomorrow, and talk about what else has happened around the area here locally in sports. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. We're presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Coca-Cola, Houston Clinic, and Kinetic Credit Union. All right, Richard. Today at 1:30, we had the pleasure of being at the Lions press conference. We are, again, bringing you all Lions coverage all season long on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. This partnership's been going on for 2 years now, and glad that this will be year number 3. So the Lions decided, an organization, that the new owner, and they again, ownership group, was Richard Maslia and Casey Smith and a few others. And Richard Maslia talked about this in the press conference, who was the majority owner, now current co-owner / minority owner. He's still involved, but he thought someone who owned the Lions, because majority of the ownership group was from people that lived outside the area. As much as they love the Lions, it's hard for them to be here every day. They needed to be someone homegrown that is in Columbus that can really get their hands on this, because I feel like the Lions are an untapped organization over the last couple of years, kind of had to tread water. And now, after they got past all of the turmoil and everything else, there is a bright future and a sun setting on the horizon. Roger Beck is now the owner of the Columbus Lions. For those who don't know who Roger Beck is, he is a philanthropist. He is a guy that is business entrepreneur, someone that is very successful, very highly regarded in the business world. Not only that, he's a longtime 25-year football coach at Pacelli. Right. He's give back to so many kids and helped them go on to the next level for not only Pacelli, but multiple schools. He has multiple facilities that he owns and runs. This guy is a big deal. This guy is very successful. He likes to win, and he doesn't do anything half-assed, Richard. He is full go. He is not going to do something small. He is going all in, and something big is coming to Columbus. I am so excited for the Columbus Lions organization. I'm excited for Roger Beck. I think this is going to be a marriage made in heaven, and I cannot wait to see what is on the slate for 2026 for the Columbus Lions football program. Damian Daniels still saying the head coach. Another announcement, general manager is Corey Black, someone that we know very well. These two guys were very successful in upgrading Pacelli facilities to one of the tops in the entire area. They also brought in multiple state championships, Richard. So Roger Beck, Corey Black have worked before. Now they're taking what they know and what they've done elsewhere and bringing it to the Lions. I don't see why this wouldn't work. Roger was very well-spoken in talking about how much he loves his community, how much he wants the kids involved, he wants family-friendly, he wants butts and seats, and he wants to win. And I think we're going to be able to see all of that. I know Damian Daniels is excited. This is a big deal for the longest-running professional organization we have in our area. There's my long spiel, Richard. What were your thoughts after the press conference?
Well, I was blown away just by the commitment from Roger Beck, from the new general manager, Corey Black, and from the coach, Damian Daniels. And you saw the community come out, the passionate Lions fans. They were there at the press conference. And we have been invested in this pro sports franchise. I've been a part of the Columbus Lions since 2022. I was there when they had a leadership turnover and they went into lower tier leagues and won championships, but they wanted to get back and play competitive arena football. And now they're joining a league called the AAL, which is they're going to take place in 2026. I'm excited just to see the players that could be on this roster. And Roger Beck is a visionary. He's wanting to put on a show. This is going to be a great product where the fans are going to get involved. They're going to have the fan zone. It's going to be just a great atmosphere. I think the season starts in, March?
Yep.
So, yeah, it can't get here any sooner. I'm excited about the Columbus Lions, and I'm excited that Georgia Alabama Sports Live is going to be the broadcast partner for the Columbus Lions for the 3rd straight year. So, let's go. I'm excited about Columbus Lions football here in the Fountain City.
So big things are coming. Coach Corey Black talked about if the league they're in right now, which is the AAL,
Yep.
that if they don't meet the standard the Lions are setting, that they'll go on and they want to go to bigger and better leagues. They're going to bring the biggest and baddest product there is in arena football around the country. I expect big signings. I expect top-notch talent. I expect fun atmosphere, entertainment, and I'm so glad to be the voice again for the Columbus Lions. Great job, great press conference. Thank you to everyone that was involved on put that together. Gabby Van, he was fantastic. She was fantastic and helped organize. Ronnie Collins was there to help as well. Corey Black, obviously Roger Beck,
Right.
Damian Daniels, anyone that was helped put this press conference on. Thank you so much. What a job. What a performance. And we're excited about what the future holds for the Columbus Lions organization. Roger Beck is now the new owner. Corey Black, the general manager, and we got massive things coming down the pike.
Oh, man, I cannot wait. Columbus Lions football is going to be back next year, and it's going to be exciting times in Columbus, and I can't wait for that first game at the Columbus Civic Center.
All right, so congratulations again to the Columbus Lions and to Roger Beck, Corey Black, and everyone involved. Damian Daniels. It is big-time things coming. We were there for the championships and when they won back-to-back in 23 and then 24 this past year in 25, obviously losing in the semifinals. But now I think that after coming past those 3 tough years, after losing Jason Gibson and a lot of people that were involved for many years, I think that this could be, if not the best, one of the best organizations that we have in our area because of the amount of support and the amount of time and effort and willingness to buy in to try to get everyone within this community to feel like that the Lions care, the Lions are respectable, the Lions feel like a professional organization. And not saying they haven't in years past, but I think that it was the biggest point of emphasis I heard from everyone that is going to be a part of that organization. We're going to take a break. When we come back from break, we are going to do the flag football power rankings coming up next on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Most Planet Fitness clubs are open 24 hours. Save today when you join for just $1 down and work out whenever.
We're coming in early.
Staying late. Kettlebells, crack of dawn.
I'm the first one in.
No, you're not.
Before drop-off.
During lunch. Whatever works for you.
Save $28 or more when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Find your nearest club and join today. Deal ends November 20th.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Welcome back, everyone, to Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Fred Behringer, Richard Holdridge. Thank y'all so much for tuning in here with us on this Thursday night. All right, Big Rich, let's talk about it. It is the flag football power rankings. Throw them up real quick. Big Chrissy, number 10, the Brookstone Cougars. So I'll have a chance, I think, to make the playoffs this year. Justin Fincher's team, 3-4. Jordan, 3-3. They actually have senior night next week.
They're playing Columbus right now.
By the way, Brookstone and a lot of actually flag football ends in the next couple of weeks. Number 8, Russell County, 9-8 on the season. Great year for Russell County. They did not make the playoffs
they
this
missed
year,
the
but
playoffs.
Russell County, a very competitive season for them. Number 7, Shaw at 5-2. So Shaw 5-2, Russell County 9-8, Jordan 3-3, and Brookstone at 3-4 are your 7 through 10.
Yeah, and Brookstone is actually in the bracket. They will be playing at Pacelli as they did make the first round of the playoffs. So congratulations to the Brookstone Cougars. They actually went 3-1 in their region. I'm actually looking at the brackets. By the way, there's only one round of flag football playoffs before the championship, and it's 2 days before the championship. It's going to be held at Pacelli, and Brookstone's the number 5 seed. They play at 4, and if they win, they'll be turning around and playing Pacelli in that semifinal game. So Brookstone looking to make some noise in the flag football playoffs.
Number 6, Northside 11-4 is the Patriots. They actually play Shaw tonight, coming up here in just a little bit. So
Just a little
winner of that game will obviously either Northside's going to stay at 6, Shaw's going to go up, and Northside will go to 7. We'll find out. Number 5, how about the Carver Tigers? I think they're the most improved team in our area at 10-4. Smith Station with a big-time win over
how about
Daphne. They move on to the next round, I think, which is now the quarterfinals, if I'm not mistaken.
The semifinals.
Excuse me.
I believe it. No, I think it's the quarters.
Well, look that up real quick, Richard. But Coach Mike King's team got a big win over Daphne yesterday. They go to 13-3 on the year. They will play a playoff game next Tuesday. We can't wait to be there. So number 4, Smith Station. Number 5, Carver. Number 6, Northside. Number 3, the Columbus Blue Devils. How about Christian Greer? Year in and year out. They lose Alexandria Lofton. No big deal. 15-1 on the year. I mean, they just know how to win. Same with Harris County, 12-2. Pettit's been sensational.
Yep.
Cricket Collie is dominant.
Dominant.
Harris County looks like they're a team that can win a championship.
No question.
And obviously, I think one of the best teams in our area. We can't lie. We know Central's undefeated. We know that they're on a current winning streak of 40 or 50 games.
Oh, yeah.
They're the number 1 team in the country. They are the best program by far, but again, within our rankings, Pacelli comes in at number 1, and number 2, Harris County, number 3, Columbus, 4, Smith Station, 5, Carver, 6, Northside. Rich.
Yeah, so by the way, it is the quarterfinals. They're actually going to be taking on Bryant that defeated Auburn. We were hoping for that Smith Station Auburn quarterfinals, but if they're able to beat Bryant, guess who they're going to play in the semifinals? Central.
Nice.
So yeah, that it's funny how they have all those teams on that side of the bracket. But yeah, I like what Columbus is doing. How about Harmony Franklin? She was one of the top receivers last year. She just happened to take over for Serenity Hickman at quarterback, and she has been sensational. And Columbus, 15-1, incredible record. We knew that Harris County was going to be dominant, especially with Pearson Pettit and Cricket Collie. What can you say about the flag football in our area as they are expected to make deep runs in the playoffs?
All right, you see it. Top 10 flag football. Let's take a break. When we come back, you're going to see the Houlihan's Highlight of the Week winner. And it was a great play. It led to a team heading now to the semifinals. And
There we
they're
go.
one away from a state championship. But you're going to see that big play coming back right after this break on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
For work or play, it's Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Silverado and Colorados, ready to roll for November. Get going in a powerful new full-size Chevrolet Silverado with discounts over $15,000 off. Test drive the midsize Chevy Colorados. Big performance and big discounts up to $6,500 off. People from all over the USA are coming to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to drive and get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show. Thrift Barringer, Richard Holdridge. Houlihan's highlight of the week winner. Roll it.
The kick is blocked! Blocked in the end zone! And did he save it? Touchdown, the Cougars! Unbelievable.
Welcome back, everyone, and you see it. That was a big-time play. That block led to Brookstone going up 7-0. They end up going 14-0, back-to-back turnovers, and the rest was history. The Cougars dominate Pacelli 40-7, and they are heading to the semifinals to take on FPD tomorrow night.
Yep, and what a call by Scott Miller.
Wow.
Blocked! Blocked. I love it. Yeah, I love the fact Scott Miller, a Hall of Fame broadcaster, is on our team at Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
So congratulations to the Brookstone Cougars and that block punt for being the Houlihan's highlight of the week.
Yes, sir.
Winner. All right, Richard. So we talked flag football. We've talked about Columbus Lions new ownership. Did sit Houlihan's tomorrow. We got several playoff games that are happening. Okay, so we unfortunately will not have time to do a high school game day show, but potentially, I'll do a pregame show live from Brookstone, but it really won't be a game day. Richard won't be involved because you'll be doing a basketball game. So let's preview the games now. Carver, Redan, we are doing that game. It will be on the NFHS network, but we are broadcasting it. I think the Tigers blow out Redan. I don't think it's going to be close. I think they'll be up by 4 or 5 touchdowns within that first half. I think the Tigers are going to be clicking on all cylinders and try on their way for a repeat. Remember, they're on a 23-game winning streak right now.
Well, if you look at who Redan has played, by the way, they come in with a losing record. They're one of the worst teams as far as record-wise get into the playoffs.
No doubt.
They got blown out by Callaway 50-0. And so if you match up Carver with Callaway, these are very similar teams. So I think that Carver should have no problem against Redan, and I expect Coach Jarvis Jones to play his second and third streak. They need to stay healthy because you got to look at teams that are on the horizon, possibly could play Crisp County in the second round, could face Callaway in the quarterfinals. But, yeah, get healthy that first round, take care of business because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be blowing out Redan in that first round. So I expect Carver to do that, and they will await the winner of Stevens County, Crisp County, which I think Crisp County advances because that game is in Cordele. And what a matchup that would be. But, yeah, let's take care of business against Redan first.
All right. So, and by the way, on Sunday's show, we'll put up all the brackets and we'll update you and we'll talk about everything that's going to happen. But right now, we're just previewing the games that we have around here. Another one, Glenwood hosting Trinity Presbyterian. That will again be on NFHS Network, but we are going to be broadcasting it, Richard. And I think Glenwood's got a tough matchup. Trinity Presbyterian's 9-2. They played in a tough region. Were second in that region. I feel like the Gators have what it takes to get past them, being at home, get to 10-2, get back-to-back playoff wins, head to the quarterfinals. But this is going to be tough. They're extremely talented. They got a really good running back. The quarterback is efficient for Trinity Presbyterian, and they're 9-2 for a reason. When I was talking with Coach Ryan Nelson, Richard, he said they present a massive problem for his team. But last week, winning that one 40-7 or 43-10, excuse me. What a dominant win over Thomasville after what happened last year, that bad taste in their mouth. They weren't going to let that be a problem here this week, so they were able to dominate them. But again, Trinity Presbyterian comes in 9-2 on the season. They finished second, only behind the Montgomery Academy, Richard, who is the number one team, or one of the number one teams in the entire state, who was undefeated. They also lost to Reeltown, who's one of the top teams in, I think, 1A or 2A. All that to say, this is going to be a very evenly matched game. I think both teams have really good quarterbacks. They got Sharpless, who's a freshman, who's thrown 19 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. They got a good running back in Clements, who has over 1,000 yards, and a top receiver in Hall. So the defense is going to have their work cut out for them, but I just feel like the Gators' mojo right now at home. They have not lost a home game all season. They've only lost one home game in the last 4 years. I just don't see it. I'm going to go Gators in this one What are you seeing with they take on Trinity Presbyterian?
Oh, I think Glenwood continues to roll and get a big playoff win at home, which means they would face the winner of Southside Selma and Cottage Hill Christian. Now, I don't know if that game on November 21st is going to be at Glenwood or if that's going to be on the road. We'll have to look at the bracket. But just to look at the 3A bracket, Lee Scott Academy is still alive. You've got Gordo, you got Fife, and of course you got Montgomery Academy. You got Randolph County, who's still in it. I mean, so yeah, that tells you that Glenwood was in a tough area. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how the 3A playoffs and the AHSAA plays out.
Me too, Richard. The only game that we're going to have actually on our platform is Brookstone taking on FPD. It's a rematch of earlier this year. Brookstone was able to win that 31-22. The Cougars played FPD in the playoffs once before, and that was 2 years ago in the state championship game. Obviously, they're riding off a massive win over Pacelli last week. So they played earlier this year on September the 5th. Again, Brookstone won that by 9, and I think they led the entire game. FPD's 8-3 on the year. I think they may be returning their quarterback who has been out with an injury. Their only 3 losses are to Brookstone, Westfield, and John Millage. They also got wins over Stratford and Strong Rock, Pacelli, Marion County. All that to say, I just think Brookstone's playing on a different level. I think the experience and the senior leadership is not going to let them fall before the finish line. And I really do believe this Cougars team has what it takes. And I'm going to be honest. I think they have the best chance out of this area, aside from Carver, to win a state championship. Everybody should be there to cheer them on. I can't wait to be on the call, be filling in for Scott Miller. Should be a lot of fun this Friday, 7:30 on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. I got the Cougars moving on. I just feel like this is a team of destiny right now, Rich.
Yeah, they say it's hard to beat a team twice. But this Brookstone Cougars team, which is 9-2, they have a lot of confidence, especially beating their rival in that first round the way they did. And I think it's important that you have an experienced second-year starter in Broughton Branch. And I think that that defense played lights out with Harrison Baker, MJ Archibald, and Savon Kelly. I do think that Brookstone ends up getting the win, but I think that FPD is going to keep it close because they learned their lesson from the previous matchup. And FPD is going to try to figure some things out, but they are playing on the road. And I think Brookstone is going to have a huge home field advantage to get to the championship, which I think that they end up playing Stratford Academy in the championship. Stratford is taking on George Walton in the other bracket. But yeah, one more win to get to Macon, which that state championship will be held on November 22nd at Mercer University.
All right, so those are the 3 games that we will be broadcasting. But the other playoffs include Spencer's actually playing tonight. We're cheering them on against Miller Grove. So let's go Green Wave. It's going to be a tough task, but I think the Green Wave won 6 of their last 7. They have an opportunity to go on the road and get a big-time win. Yes. And I think people are underestimating how good Spencer is with C.J. Starr on the defensive side. If they can keep this close within that first half, I think offensively they are really clicking on all cylinders right now. They're scoring over 30 points a game over the last 7 games. I don't expect anything to change. I think they can take on and upset Miller Grove. Columbus High will also be on the road, Richard. They're taking on Hateville Charter. That's a really good team as well. So we're cheering on Columbus. If Columbus, they literally have what it takes to pull off a massive upset because they play such a different brand of football compared to everybody else. With that wing T misdirection offense running the football, they don't make many mistakes, even though they did the last 2 weeks of the season. I think they're going to get back to clean football, and they have an opportunity too as well tomorrow. Troup County's playing right now also tonight, so we're going to be cheering on the Troup County Tigers as well, Richard. So those 3 games, Troup County, Spencer, Columbus, what do you think?
Well, I do think, I want to start with Spencer. I do think that Elijah Fudge is going to have a night throwing the football, especially with top receivers like Jordan Hudson. But you're right, that defense led by C.J. Starr, he's going to get at it. He's going to have at least 25 to 30 tackles tonight, and Spencer can get the win. They had a disappointing season last year on the road, losing to Westside. And again, starting the playoffs on the road, they're at a little bit of a disadvantage, but Spencer can pull it off because, they finished the season strong. And I don't think anybody's playing better football at this moment than Spencer. As far as Columbus, well, Andrew Smith just needs to continue becoming a playmaker, just doing what he does and getting that ground game with Rashawn Glover, Grant Gehringer, and Michael Fox. I think that Columbus has the players to match up with Hayfield Charter. It's going to be a tough matchup, but Columbus has a chance to do it. Troup County taking on Westover tonight. I'm looking at the 3A bracket at Troup County. I can't believe that they are a 9 seed because they didn't win their region. Sandy Creek won their region. But if you look at the bracket right now, Troup County, I'm looking to see they are the 9 seed. If they defeat Westover, they could end up going on the road to Cairo, which is the 8 seed. So they might not even get a home playoff game in the second round. But I think this is a winnable bracket for Troup County. And by the way, Callaway plays Franklin County tomorrow, and LaGrange plays North Clayton on Saturday. So that's going to be a busy week for Callaway Stadium and those people up at Troup County.
All right, so and some other games that we have not mentioned. Russell County will be on the road. They will be taking on against Hueytown. We're cheering on Bryson Reagan's team, 10-1. Can they get to 11th? Can they get to the quarterfinals? Dylan Griggs' team's trying to do something they haven't done in a long time. This has already been an historic season for them. They will be on the road taking on Hueytown. Lucas has got to get going running the football.
Yes, sir.
It cannot be all on Riggins, and the defense has got to show up. But I think they have an opportunity to do something special. But as the season keeps going, I mean, teams are only going to get tougher and tougher against Russell County. And this team also struggled against Pike Road. What's your thought on the Warriors?
Well, they're in 6A, and they are in probably one of the toughest brackets that you're ever going to have. Hueytown is a powerhouse in 6A. And just looking at the bracket right now, if they're able to get by Hueytown, they would face the winner of Benjamin Russell and Theodore. Down at the bottom of the bracket, you got Pike Road taking on Bessemer City, and then Saraland and Spain Park. So that is going to be a tough path to try to get to the championship in 6A. But if there's any team that can do it, if they just got to get hot and they got to not make the big mistake, I think that Bryson Riggins has got that level, that intensity, the drive to try to win at whatever cost it takes. And they learned their lesson from that Pike Road game. And I think that Russell County can clean up the mistakes and get a big win on the road against a just powerful Hueytown team that's one of the top teams in 6A.
All right, that is all the playoffs that we have going on in football. We also want to say CVCC. Girls dropped one this week, but they did get a win over some top-ranked teams in the country last week. The boys, though, got a big win. Richard, you were there on Wednesday night against –
huge win against Georgia Highlands.
Yep, and so now CVCC trying to get there. They still are without one of their leading scorers and one of their best players, Richard, which is Willie Townsend III. So CVCC is only going to get better for Coach Scott. So we look forward to bringing you all those coverage. So CVCC men's won, CVCC girls, they lost to Central Georgia Tech. We also had some high school basketball. Troup County girls and boys both took down Shaw girls and boys.
Yes.
We got flag football. Harris County won. They actually have Northside Shaw coming up, in Glenwood taking on Sly County right now. Tomorrow will be at Smith Station and Hardaway, boys and girls. And then we also got LaGrange boys taking on Calvary boys, or Calvary boys hosting LaGrange, and then 3 playoff games. And then on Saturday, we got Chatco and Shaw. That is going to be a lot of fun. Champ Simpson, Alenzo Talley. Man, I cannot wait.
Yeah, I've been to Casita a couple of times. It's always a great atmosphere at Chatco, and that's going to be just an incredible matchup against 2 athletic teams. And we'll have the girls' game as well. That's going to be a good matchup as well. We'll get to see those Chatco girls that try to battle with the Shaw girls. So, yeah, we're going to be able to live stream both games. It's starting at 5 o'clock, I believe. So, yeah, on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, special Saturday night edition.
By the way, congratulations to the Glenwood Lady Gators. They were able to win a state championship. Congratulations to the Columbus Blue Devils cross-country team. State champs, Danielle McCoy.
I got a story on that. So this past weekend, I was at a wedding. I was in a hotel in Villa Rica. A lot of cross-country runners were staying in that hotel. And so they had all classifications of cross-country in Carrollton High School.
Nice.
So I text Coach McCoy, oh, you in Carrollton? Yeah, absolutely. Hey, we run at 12:30. The girls run right after. And then when I found out they won, I wished her congratulations. But what a job by the boys cross-country team to win the state championship. The girls were the runners-up. And there was actually a cross-country runner, I can't remember her name, but she had the overall best score out of all the runners. So congratulations to the Columbus Blue Devils and Lady Blue Devils.
Yep, and thank you again for those teams representing this area very well. We will have coverage of both of them and have interviews of them next week, Richard. I know you'll talk to Danielle McCoy. I will get with Mandy Hutchinson or Mandy Marriott, who is now the cheerleading coach over at Glenwood, who just won a state championship. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. So looking forward to talking to both of those ladies, and look forward to talking about their recent state championship win. So don't forget, tomorrow I'll have a sit-down with Kendall Mills. Cannot wait. He'll update on all these new classifications. We got reclassification, guys. So real quickly before we end, I don't know really how I feel about it. So Jordan should not be 3A. I don't like that at all. Carver and Kendrick were the other two in that 3A classification. You got 4 teams in the 4A classification, which is Hardaway, Spencer, Shaw, and Columbus. And then in the 6A classification is Northside. Northside got the short end of the stick. I cannot believe that. They appealed and got denied. So we'll talk with Kendall Mills and see what that means tomorrow. I liked when they were all in the same region. Now they're split up again. We'll make for a fun Christmas tournament because now we actually get to go back to a tournament-style format for that. But with that being said, logistically, it's going to be a nightmare. Albany teams are within the 3A classification, Richard, and the 4A classification.
Well, no, the 4A classification includes Westover,
Albany,
Monroe,
yes,
Bainbridge, and Cairo.
Yep.
The 3A classification got Crisp County, Cook, Worth County, and Sumter County.
Yeah, so think about that. Crisp, Sumter, Carver, all in the same region next year.
Oh, man.
Wow. Westover, Shaw, Hardaway, Columbus, Cairo, Bainbridge.
I'm okay with this because you do have still a select group of Columbus schools that will play against each other. They'll be region rivals, and you get to go on the road for a little bit. I mean, we talked about it. It doesn't really affect football, but, having to go on the road, like a volleyball team, having to go on the road on a weeknight down to Albany or down to Bainbridge, which is a 3-hour drive. I can understand the frustration, but we knew that having 7 of the 8 teams in the Muskogee County area being all in the same region, we knew it wasn't going to last forever, that this reclassification would eventually happen, and this is how the teams are split up.
Well, the north side getting to 6A, I don't know if I like it. Now,
I think it's good for recruiting because then Northside, this is the first time in Columbus history that we have a 6A
name some
school.
of the schools. So,
all right,
Creekside.
Langston Hughes.
Are you kidding me?
Woodward Academy.
Langston Hughes played in the back-to-back state championships. Continue. Woodward Academy, one of the top private schools. McIntosh.
Noonan.
Holy smoke.
Tri-Cities.
Drew.
No, Drew actually won their appeal.
Okay. Well, Northside should have won theirs too. But we'll talk about that with Kendall Mills tomorrow. Thank y'all so much for watching. We've had a lot of fun here on this Thursday night. We'll get ready for playoff football tomorrow. Thank y'all so much. We'll see you next time on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.